Welcome to the Good Dudes Podcast with Aaron James and Logan Bean.
Where each week we're going to talk through the ins and outs of everyday life through a Christian perspective.
So let's do it. Logan Ben. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
It's not Ben, it's Bean, I know, but still. I think it's funny.
Man, I get
the most people that have called you Ben, I always just find it hilarious.
Yeah. It's gotten to, I'm used to it now. Like announcers when I was in high school playing sports and stuff like that. Logan Ben.
Like,
it's not even worth it. It's not even worth the argument.
It's not worth a fight. That's funny though. Like when people, I remember somebody calling you Ben, like on another podcast, and then you were just like rolled with it.
Yep.
And at the end we were like, it's not Ben, right? And she was like, no, I had no idea it wasn't.
And we had the conversation beforehand still, but
joking about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today, man?
Dude, let's talk about some more man stuff.
We enjoyed last week's episode.
Since we're such manly men.
Manly men. Definitely manly men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I really like that vest. I was looking at it earlier. I was like, man.
It's pretty slick.
It is pretty slick.
Bass Pro Special. Got it on sale after deer season, of course. So I didn't have it during deer season.
Oh, yeah. Catch those bargains, bro.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like $100 vest was like $30. Like, thank you, Bass Pro, for getting rid of all your last year's stuff.
Yep.
Like, for sure.
Yep.
No, but I think last week was so fun, and we both were like, there was just so much that we still could have talked about.
Yeah.
That still could have been under this topic. That this may become like a reoccurring topic for sure.
Probably, because I doubt we'll get through everything on this one too.
No, even when we were before we tape shows, we do kind of like a pre-show meeting, just kind of see what we're going to talk about, kind of the direction we're going to go. But then that's it. We don't script these episodes, which I think is really cool.
Yeah,
that it really is just us talking, and we just have basic points. Like I know we both have iPads, but we mainly just have points. I mean, I have less than half a page of stuff written down just to get us through the conversation.
Yep.
Just in case we get stuck somewhere, make the full hour. But
speaking about getting stuck.
Oh gosh. You want to start with that?
Sure.
Okay. So, you got any fun getting stuck stories?
Yes. So,
it's gonna be good when you think about it and start laughing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good story.
I was 16. I just got my new truck, my GMC. And we go down to the Rudy Creek, me and my old homeboy named Cameron. And he was one of those friends that, and everybody needs one of those friends that, encourage you to do something that they would never do themselves, but somehow can talk you into it.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure.
And so, sure enough, he's like, "Oh man, I've gone through that hole so many times. It's not that deep." It was that deep, and it was even deeper than what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, get stuck, turn into full drive. He calls his brother. His brother comes, and he gets us out, thank goodness. But so we take it to the car wash, and I spray it down and everything like that. And I get home, and I don't know if I've told the story or not yet, but I get home, and I take it down our driveway, and we live down a dirt driveway at my parents' house. And me and my dad go to check my oil, and we lift the hood up, and they're just mud
everywhere,
caked everywhere on the inside of it. And
I don't know.
He's like, "What is this?" I was like, "Yeah, sorry, Dad. The driveway got pretty muddy." He didn't buy it for a second. He just looked at me and shook his head, but he knew.
That's funny.
He knew.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
One of my favorites was I went duck hunting with my brother and one of our buddies, and we took the buddy's truck, and we go out there and we hunted all morning, and we go to leave, and I was the only one that didn't have waders, so I was like, well, I'll go get the truck while y'all are picking up decoys and stuff. And so I walked down to go get the truck, and it was probably a couple hundred yards, and I get all the way to the truck, get in, and as I was walking up to it, I was like, oh, the ground's definitely thawed and started getting more wet. It's not as frozen as it was this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, this may not be fun. So I put it in drive and I start going away. And I mean, there was just nothing. It was one of those times where there was nothing you could have done.
Yeah.
You were going to get stuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, crap. So I had to walk all the way back and be like, hey guys, we're stuck.
So,
yeah, which is always a fun conversation to tell your friend that you got his truck stuck, Never a good time.
No. That's funny, man. Goodness.
But speaking of trucks, one of the other things we were going to talk about was like trailer stories. So like one of the manliest things, I could always think of as a kid was driving a trailer around.
Oh yeah.
Watch my dad throw it in reverse and no problem.
Just
stick
whip
it in a little. Yeah.
Whip that steering wheel.
Yeah. Throw a hand on the back seat, of the seat, and I remember.
It looked so easy.
It looked so easy.
It's not that easy.
And it is definitely not.
Very frustrating.
And like, growing up back in boats and back in trailers and stuff. And oh man, like I remember one of the first times my dad teaching us, our driveway, like he wanted us to put it in our driveway, but he left my mom's car there, like to give even more incentive to do it the right way. And I remember being in the driveway, like, a 4-point turn turns into a 140-point turn, and you're like getting frustrated and the hard times with it.
Yeah, like first few times I did it, probably took me 20 minutes.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And I definitely remember, like, I always just use that one trailer. Well, then I got a hold of like a different trailer for something that somebody else was having me move, like one of those little small U-Haul trailers. Then you realize how terrible the little small ones are to back up.
You think it'd be easier. Nope.
You think it'd be so much easier, and you're like, oh, this is miserable.
It's not.
And, you barely touch the wheel, and it's jackknife the other way. Yeah. Oh, so bad.
Yeah, man.
And boats, I remember making an absolute fool of myself at this boat ramp. I was backing just the trailer in to get my buddy's boat out. And like it was one of the like a super steep ramp, so the trailer starts going down the ramp, and I lose it in the truck, and I'm just like, I have no idea where it's at. And when finally the truck crest the hill and I could see that trailer's like 45 degrees off to the side, and I was like, oops.
Whoops.
Good times. Boat ramps are the worst to back stuff down.
Yeah.
It takes talent. Like it really does. It takes a lot of practice to get good at that.
I've seen so many people just absolutely blowing it.
Oh yeah.
Back a boat into the water.
And there's so much money on the line too.
Oh,
especially when the boat's still on it, you're like, oh.
And when people are waiting on you, it makes it even worse because like, I want to look like I know what I'm doing. Yeah.
But I'm 16. I have no idea what I'm doing.
You hop out and you're just like,
yeah. Act like that's where you meant to put it.
Everyday kind of thing.
You're in the other lane and you act like you meant to put it there. Yeah. It's so much fun.
Dude, speaking of boats, I remember one day, I was probably 12 or 13, and we lived right next to my grandparents. And so we lived in a trailer house. And so a lot of times I'd sleep because I'd like to open my window. I was sleeping and I woke up to this sound. And I'm like, wah, 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 blah, 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 woo, 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 blah, 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 blah. I was like, what is going on? And so I go to the backyard and I look, and in the little pond behind our house, my poppy, anytime he would work on his boat, he would put the boat in this pond, and the pond was not a big pond at all.
Yeah.
And so he would rev that thing up to full speed and just like do figure 8s in it. And like the waves are like crashing everywhere. I'm like, Poppy, what are you doing? Like, good grief, man.
That's confidence in a pond right there.
I guess.
If there's nothing in the bottom of it.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
He would just do so much funny stuff like that, man.
The other day I had to take my motorcycle to the shop, and like trying to load that by yourself, it was so much fun. I mean, moving the trailer 5 times just to get the angle for the gate to be right. I mean, the first time I rolled the bike up there, which like moving a bike with a flat tire is a difficult task in itself.
Yeah, because you couldn't just drive it on, right?
No, because it was literally like every time I would start up and like try and drive it, the wheel would start like almost coming off more. Like, great. So I'm just pushing it up there, and I got high centered in it, and I was like, oh man, like I almost got the bike stuck on the trailer without being able to go either way. Like trailers are just crazy in themselves.
They are, man.
But they're awesome to have.
Yes.
Like that's always a life goal of mine, is I want to have a nice trailer.
Yeah.
And like to where I can just do anything at any time,
Yeah. Just as long as you don't let everybody know you have it.
Because then you're the guy that has to go move everybody.
Hey man, what are you doing Friday?
Yeah. Well, can you move me to Tahlequah, Oklahoma? Can you move me to Tulsa?
Man. I'll buy your lunch.
Yeah, I'll get you lunch and gas. And you're like, you realize I drive a V8 Chevy, right? Like, gas is expensive in that, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
So what else? What other man stuff you got for us?
Dude, so I was thinking, I was like, what's something that we can talk about that we have a shared interest? And first thing that popped into my mind, beards.
Beards.
What do you do to your beard? Because I'm curious, because I've asked different people and I get different answers. So
mine's so bad.
Like in a week, what do you do to your beard?
So I do use beard wash, like in the shower. I don't even know what kind I have now. I've tried a whole bunch of them, trying to find one that I like. Just because mine's curly. Mine gets so curly so fast. Yeah. So I do beard wash. I wash my beard like probably a couple times a week, 2, 3, maybe 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to hear it for all you girls out there that are like, you got to train your hair. Whatever. I literally buzz cut my hair. I'm not the one to talk about having to train your hair. The most time that I spend on my hair is on my beard.
Yeah.
But I do have to comb it. Like I've got a beard brush, like the boar's brush or whatever.
Yeah.
I use one of those and I have to do that every day. Otherwise it just gets knotted up and and it will, like my beard will go like shrink half its length just overnight by sleeping on it and stuff. So I've got to get it brushed out to help it.
Oh yeah. I definitely get a nice case of bedhead when I wake up, because like the side I sleep on, like this is like so compressed, it's like this side's puffed out.
Yeah, my favorite is like I'll do it and it'll be like all up in my mouth and in my face, and it's like you wake up and like I'm tasting it.
Had ribs last night.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, but no, like that's another thing. Eating with a beard,
I hate it, man.
Especially when it's this long. Like if you're sitting on the couch and eating like spaghetti or something, it's like or the worst is pancakes.
Oh, dude, yes.
And syrup.
The syrup. Because you can't just wipe that out of your beard.
It's got to go wash it.
If you don't do something about it quick, it's in there for 3 days.
Oh, yeah. And it just gets like dried up. Yes. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah. Absolutely terrible. But I use beard oil a little bit. I just don't like my face being oily. Yeah. And like, I don't like my beard being super oily. So I also use like a beard balm or pomade, I guess, whatever.
Yeah.
I really like that. Somebody, I don't know who it was, somebody made some, like homemade some, and gave it to my girlfriend to give to me. And it's like in this big jar, and I'm like it's awesome. I really like, because it's not super oily. It's got essential oils in it, which I'm not a fan of essential oils, but this one smells really good, and it actually like, it really does work. And if I use it every day, it probably would be a ton better for me, but I just don't like spending the time doing it.
Yeah.
I'm very much like wake up as late as possible, do what you've got to do and get out of the door. I don't want to sit there and spend 30 minutes trying to get my beard right.
Yeah.
Although it is important.
I probably spend a little too much time on it, but it's the only thing I got going, so I get to spend a little extra time on it. No, when I've first started growing out my beard, I would just, every time I got in the shower, I would just wash it with normal body wash. Yeah. And it would just get super wiry and stuff like that. And, and so I asked Chris Brown, I was like, man, I was like, hey, what do you do to your beard? And he said, dude, I don't wash it a whole lot. He said, I'll wash it, like you said, maybe a couple times a week with beard wash. Yep. And I was like, oh, well, I wash it every single day because that's gross if you don't wash it, right? Yeah. He's like, that's not good, because the normal body wash will take the natural oils and everything out of it. The same way, you're not supposed to use body wash on your hair either. Yeah. Yeah, because it's too strong, I guess. I don't know. I've never fully understood it, like, because I've always been like, I am definitely a 3-in-1 guy. For sure. There's been a lot of my life where I'm a 3-in-1 guy. It's just like, you get in the big pump bottle, give it a couple pumps, and you're going to town. Yeah. Yeah. Who was it? Was it Brooke or Rebecca that was saying, oh yeah, y'all got it made because y'all can do a 3-in-1 and look perfectly fine? Yeah. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, the people who are like, you've got to train your hair. I get it, and that's great. If you can do it, that's awesome. I don't think about it, and I sweat too much to like. And if I don't, even when I do have longer hair, like longer, not a buzz cut, if I don't wash my hair every other day, it just gets gross and it feels gross. I hate the feeling. Like, I can't sleep if I haven't taken a shower. Like,
I won't sleep good, and it bugs me.
Yeah, I had a buddy. He said he was trying to grow his hair out, and he was trying to do. It was when, I guess long hair for guys is still a thing. Thanks, Brandon Lake. But he was trying to grow his hair out this way, and he always had it like short on the sides and kind of over the top. But when he started growing it out, he would always wear a hat 24/7. He would like do it back and then put the hat on real quick.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? He said, I'm training my hair. I was like, you're doing what now? He said, I'm training my hair, dude, because if you do it for a long time, then it'll start growing better that way or something. I'm just like,
really?
What? Yeah.
Did it work?
Maybe.
Huh. I don't know. I have no idea.
I've heard it, so I guess it works because different people say stuff about it. But
yeah, I've decided recently I'm just not gonna cut my beard again. Like, I'm just gonna let it go for as long as I can, see what happens. Like, if I go full Duck Dynasty mode on this dude, like, that would be awesome to me. I would love it.
Well, a guy named Alex Dean, he grew an awesome beard, and it like got down to here, and it was full and everything like that. And I was talking to him, I was like, man, I said, how'd you do that? He said, dude, you get to a point like it's gonna look good, kind of like where mine's at now, as far as the length.
Yeah.
But in between there, he said it gets to an awkward stage.
Oh yeah.
And so like it's gonna get like super like curly in some spots. Some spots are gonna grow different. He said, but you just gotta get past it.
Yeah.
He said you gotta get past it, and then it'll start coming.
And that's kind of where I'm at now. I've got some like weird curls going on, like in the back and stuff.
Yeah.
That I'm just trying to. Normally, when it gets to this point, I end up cutting it for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to get over the hump, and I'm trying to like. I just want to see how far I can get.
Yep. So
at this point, I'm like, at first I was like Christmas, and then before I would trim it or anything, and then I'm like, well, I'm not even gonna put a time on it. I'm just not gonna cut it until I don't know when, and then who knows? I may just shave it completely off.
Did I'll show you the pictures awesome. I had of the was it the handlebar that comes down?
That's awesome.
The mustache down here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, a couple of my buddies did it, and they talked me into it, and luckily my beard grows back pretty quick because it was cool and funny the first day. Yeah. And the second day I woke up and looked in the mirror, I was like,
okay, we're done with this. Yeah.
Why did you do this?
My favorite is freshman year. One of my roommates, we had a band concert that night, and our band director had come up to us, who also was our private instructor. So it's like we were her closest students kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And she comes up to us and she goes, guys, I really want you to shave or cut your beards for tonight. We're like, okay, well, we can trim up and everything. And in college, like, we wear tuxes to concerts, so it's understandable. And she was like, just clean it up a little bit, So me and my buddy go back, and we're both standing at a double vanity or whatever. We're standing there fixing to trim our beards, and I hear him kick his on. I hear that thing, whine, mm-hmm. and I should go, "Eeng." And that sound, I hadn't started yet. And I hear him do it, and I just look up in the mirror, and he had cut in the middle of, I don't know why he started in the middle, but like right in the middle of his chin without a guard on, and just shaved it.
How long was it at the time?
Oh, it was probably about as long as yours. It wasn't as full as yours, but it was about that length.
Yeah.
And I remember both of us just standing and looking in the mirror going, oh my goodness, what have you just done?
Why did he do that?
I don't know why he started, because like if it was up here, you could kind of get away with it, like maybe.
Yeah.
But like we're both looking at him, and he looks at me and he goes, do you think I can keep it? I go, dude, it was like it looked like somebody had he literally just shaved himself like to nothing.
You can't get away with that.
And I go, I don't think you can cover it up, buddy. And he goes, oh, man. And he looks at me and goes, will you shave yours too? And I was like, no. You messed up, not me.
There's no way, man.
And I ended up going a little shorter than I wanted to just to make him feel better. But like I remember him standing there like having to shave the whole thing off. Yep. I was like, I feel so bad for you, dude.
Yeah.
It was hilarious, though. We showed up to our concert, and our director was like, I didn't mean cut it off. We were like, yeah, it was kind of an accident.
Well, yeah, because at that point, there's nothing you can do.
There is nothing that you can do.
At one point, I was no guard, and I was, I like to get the stray hairs that fell out. I'll just clean it up a little bit. While I was doing that on this side, and like my hand twitched and went zzz, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to like cover it up, but there wasn't anything I could do.
Yep.
I was like, I'm gonna have to cut this whole thing down.
Yep.
And I was just sick.
Yeah.
I was just sick to my stomach, as petty as that sounds.
When you're looking in the mirror and you turn it the wrong way and just cut a little too much off.
Get a little too confident.
Yeah. I bet that's what it boils down to. We all get a little too cocky with it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, oh, we just made a terrible decision.
Yep.
Thank you. Great.
Yeah. They I referee football, and last night I had a game, and the white hat, he was talking to me. He's like, hey man, why don't you think about, starting out college? You're young. You'd have to pay money and stuff like that. But if you get into college, I'm sure you could, work your way up. And I was like, I don't know, man, because it requires a lot of time. Like weekends, you got to go to Kansas and Missouri, go all these camps, and you just got to get noticed and stuff like that. And I think it'd be cool, but that's not something that I really want to devote that much time into. But I was like, man, what are the requirements? He said, well, step one, you'd have to shave off your beard. You got to be clean shaven. I said, nah.
Done.
Nope.
Which
Not
we are
worth it.
very fortunate of working at a church that our policy is it has to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
But there's no like restriction on length or anything.
Yeah.
Now my brother ArcBest, like they have like a way heavier policy on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And like theirs has to be cleaned. Like theirs has to be very, very clean. And I've heard of people getting written out before because it wasn't as clean as it should have been. So like my brother, that's really the easiest way to tell us apart, is because his is always super short.
Yeah.
But mine's always long. But the one time it wasn't was for his wedding. And like his wife, thanks Jenny, made me cut mine. It like called me multiple times saying, hey, you need to go have your beard cut. And I'm like, okay, fine. Like just for this, I understand it's your wedding.
Thanks, Jenny.
Whatever. So I go get it cut and everything, basically to look like his. Mm-hmm. And we show up to the wedding and all the groomsmen are wearing the exact same tux, and nothing is different from ours and his. And so like her whole family thought that I was him for a long time. And people kept coming up to me being like, oh, congratulations. And I was like, yep, finally getting rid of the dude. And they would be like, what? And I had to explain that I'm not Brett like all the time. Oh, it was so funny. But yeah, the whole day, even like the venue owner like thought that I was him and was asking me questions about something. I was like, I have no idea.
Dude, that puts so much power in your hands. You totally could have been like,
it's so bad.
Yeah, I'm not too excited about it, but we're here now. There's no backing out.
Jenny would have absolutely murdered me without question. But that's what I used to do in high school. So my favorite thing to do in high school, absolute favorite thing, I loved it, was I was in band and my brother was in football. And that was kind of, he was in band for a while, but like he didn't really enjoy it and he, wasn't a huge part of it. So band was my thing, football was his thing. And he was like, he was a starter all 3 years in high school. And so like he was really good. And, so he would have like all the early morning practices and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like they would have like 5 a.m. or whatever, and they would practice and then work out or whatever it was. And so his buddies would see me in the hallways and be like, yo, man, they'd start talking about practice that morning or whatever. And I'd be like, yeah, dude, it sucked. And we just had to do blah, 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 like go on. And I would just go with it. Like not telling them that I wasn't Brett.
Yeah.
I would talk about practices. I would talk about coaches.
Have no idea what's
other
going
players
on.
have no idea what happened that morning. And just guess, just follow the conversation enough to like know.
Yeah.
And that's a skill to follow a conversation like that. Like it's not necessarily the easiest thing in the world, but like he would talk about it enough at home that I knew everything that was going on.
Yeah.
Like I knew all the nuances and like what to say, what not to say. And so I would hold conversations with guys for like 5 minutes or so in between class and then go to the one class I had with him and tell him the conversation that I had. Like just because I thought it was hilarious because I was like, oh, hey, by the way, you had this conversation with this person. And he would be like, why do you not just tell him that it's not me?
That's
and
not
I
fun.
Why would I do that?
Yeah.
And he's like, that's what I do. I was like, that's not fun to me. I want to have fun with this. Like, I think it's hilarious that people don't know the difference. Yeah. So I'm going to use that to my advantage.
Yeah.
But like my band friends would come up to him and be like, Aaron. He would just look at him, you know, pop the Letterman jacket. I'm not Aaron, and walk away. And everybody would get, would be frustrated with him that he wouldn't just talk to him or whatever. Yeah. I would talk to anybody. I did not care. I just thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
That is funny. My poppy, the one that would do figure eights in the pond, he was a twin, and they were identical twins. And he told me that so he was dating my grandma at the time, and they broke up, and he said it was for like a stupid reason. And he said so he was just going to pretty much just get a rebound. And so he scheduled to go on a date with this one girl that had liked him for a while.
Yeah.
And the day of their date, that morning, him and Granny got back together.
Oh, gosh.
And so he was like, he's like, hey, Bo, which is his brother.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, will you do me a solid favor?
Oh, my goodness. What?
He said, will you go on this date with this girl? He said, I really don't want to hurt her feelings, but I'm back with Brenda. And he said that they went on the date, and after that, like, the girl didn't know the difference at all. She thought the whole time she was on the date with Poppy, but it was Bo the whole time. And I don't know how they worked it out to where they, after the fact.
Yeah.
But I was just like, how crazy is that?
That's insane.
First of all, that's an awesome brother.
That's an awesome brother. That's hilarious.
So I'm sure there's a lot of downsides of having an identical twin, but I'm sure there's, some upsides like that.
Oh, for sure. No, my favorite thing, or not favorite thing, I guess, but one of the funny stories with us is when I started dating Darcy, or was talking about to start dating Darcy, several of her friends got so pissed because they thought that I was cheating on my girlfriend, which I didn't have one.
Yeah.
But they just knew of Jenny and Brett. And the funny thing was, at the time on my Instagram, I had a picture of Jenny and Brett that I had posted for her birthday because I thought it was hilarious. I
could see how that could get confusing.
Because he was in the picture, he's wearing my shirt. So I posted the picture, and nobody knew. They just thought that I had taken a picture with Jenny and posted it for her birthday.
Yeah.
And when in reality, it's my brother and Jenny. And I remember them getting so mad. And this one of them confronted me about it, and she comes up just yelling at me I can't believe you would cheat on your girlfriend, and Darcy's my friend, and blah, and going off. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Do I have a girlfriend that I don't know about? Because nobody would say, nobody really knew Jenny. Mm-hmm. They just knew, they knew of her. They didn't know her name, I guess. Yeah. And so it went on for weeks. And even after we started dating, there were still people who thought that I was dating two girls at once. It was insane.
Aaron's a little player over here. Don't even know it.
And doesn't have any idea.
He's getting girls he don't even know about.
Yeah. But a couple of them, it got so much worse because he would come in, because he went to school at Tech and I was at UFAS and Jenny was at UFAS. And so Jenny would be at school, and she was a school worker and worked at the front desk or something. And he would come up and hang out with her and stand by the desk and talk to her and stuff when he got back into town. And so people thought that I was up there standing by the desk, so and had no idea. Oh, it was so funny.
Man.
We've had a lot of random stuff like that happen.
Oh yeah.
The first day of summer band in high school was also the first week of football practices or whatever. So the band and the football team was leaving the stadium. The band was entering the stadium. Mm-hmm. Well, the O-line coach saw me. And Brett was on the O-line, starter for the O-line, started all 3 years, And I remember walking past, and I knew him, but he didn't know me. And he looks at me, realizing or thinking this looks like Brett. Mm-hmm. Why is Brett walking onto the field right now? He should be in the locker room. And so he just kind of looks at me and gives me this weird look walking by. And I go, oh no, this isn't good. This is not going to be good. So at this point, I'm on the other side of the field, standing on the track, waiting on the football team to come off. Mm-hmm. And I look back at the gate where we had come in, and I see this coach come running through the gate. And I was just like, what is he doing? And I start hearing him. "Where's Brett James' brother?
Oh no.
Where are you? Where's Brett James' brother?" And just yelling at the top of his lungs. Football team stops. There's guys laughing because the secrets finally come out. And I'm just standing there like, oh crap. And he comes running up to me, and he finally sees me, and and he's a bigger dude, like big stocky dude, just taking off. And I'm like, oh gosh. And he runs up to me, and he was like, "What is this? I get Brett and I don't get you. How come you're not playing football?" And he's just ragging on me in front of everybody. And I mean, he's like making a skeptic. He's like, "Look at this guy. He's every bit as big of his brother, if not bigger. Your brother tears people down. I bet you could tear your brother down." Starts just going off, just yelling. And I look around, and I look down at the gate, and there's the entire offensive line, including my brother, in there just like shorts and stuff, laughing so hard because he figured it out.
Yeah.
And this coach is known for like going and changing people's schedule and putting them in football. And so I was like, "Oh, please don't do this. I don't want to." And I'm just like, "It's not my thing. It's his." And trying to tell him, and it was hilarious. But he ended up making Brett run because he didn't tell him that he had a twin.
Are you serious?
He was so mad that I never played for him. I'd see him in school all the time, and he'd be like, "You just say the word, and I'll put you in there." He every day he saw me, he'd be like, "You say the word, you're on. You're starting, you're on, whatever." And I was like, man, I probably couldn't run across that field if I had to. I'm so out of shape. There's no way.
I don't blame him though, dude. Because think about it. Like when you're a star lineman, and lineman's something that like, if you can find a good lineman, like it's awesome.
If you can find someone who knows what they're doing, it'd be great.
Yeah.
And when you can find two of them side by side, it's a game changer. But it was so funny because I remember vividly seeing him run around that corner, just screaming, "Where's Brett James' brother at?" And then the other funny thing was like one of the band directors like knew us real well. And he was just rolling on the floor laughing so hard because he figured it out.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's
fun
great,
times.
Man. Okay, dude. I got a question for you.
All right, let's do it.
Somebody takes you and they drop you off in the middle of the woods. Okay. You know about it. You're not kidnapped or anything.
I was about to say, nobody's going to kidnap me. Sorry. I keep certain things with me that prevent kidnapping.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm a 6 foot tall, 300-pound dude. Nobody just kidnaps me.
Nobody's gonna come break into your house and just snag you real quick.
Me in the middle of the night. Yeah,
just toss you in the back of a van.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be like the Hulk or something. Somebody big. When I used to go to Chicago. Yeah, I used to go to Chicago on mission trips on spring breaks, and my dad would always say before we leave, he'd be like, "Now listen, if a van pulls up and so it tries to kidnap you, who am I kidding? Save the girl behind you." He was like, "Nobody's gonna come steal you. just grab the girl behind you, grab the other kids behind you, and make sure they don't get them." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, Dad." Real confidence in me there that somebody wouldn't want me.
No.
Okay, so anyways, we know about this island. We know we're going.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And you've got to survive for 3 months. 3 months later.
3 months.
3 months. They'll come get you. You got 3 things that you can bring to survive or to enjoy, whatever. It could be a book. Don't know why it would be, but hey, everybody's got their own thing. So,
anyone who says a book, I'm going to get stuck on an island. I need 3 things to survive. I'm going to take a book. I'm going to take my sunglasses.
My favorite candle. And no matches. Just the candle.
Funny. Okay. 3 things. Well, man.
You can't say a boat.
I can't say a helicopter to take me out of there. All right, so let's see. Probably take a hammock. Somewhere to sleep, somewhere to relax,
Okay.
Hey.
You could pitch that into a tent too.
Yeah.
That's smart.
It's just a good tarp material type thing, yeah. So a hammock. I have to say 22. And yes, that includes shells because if you're going to have a gun, it might as well be loaded. So I'm assuming if I have the gun, it's going to be loaded. So I at least have some shells. So hammock at 22 and a knife, a fixed blade knife.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
I can do a lot of damage with those 3 things right there.
That's very close to what I had. I had a tent.
Yeah.
But I think like you said, I think I'd rather bring a tarp.
Yeah. I was going between tarp or hammock. Just because, like, I want something that's easy to carry around. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be stuck in one place. Unless we're talking about, like, a little bitty tiny beach or whatever. But I'm assuming we're talking about a fairly good-sized island or whatever. Yeah. I want something I'm going to be able to move around, figure out the best location for, and not be tied down with a big tent bag, you know? Mm-hmm. But...
So I had that. I think I'd probably bring my bow and arrows. Because... if worse comes to worse, hopefully I could makeshift something so that way, I mean, if I run out of ammo.
Yeah.
But at the same time, something's attacking you or something like that, bow and arrow isn't the best.
No. I mean, neither is it really a 22. I mean, you got to be kind of careful with that too, but...
unless it's a bear like your uncle.
Yeah, no joke.
That, and then I think alcohol, not drinking alcohol, but like... in case I get hurt
like
or something
alcohol?
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah, rub some dirt on it. It'll be all right. Okay. If I have a knife, I can just cut whatever it is off if it gets infected, I guess.
Just cut my pinky off. No big deal.
I lost 2 toes because I cut them off. No, I mean, I don't know. Like, I would think a 10-22 just because they're so versatile. So, I mean, they're hard to, not make work.
Yeah.
And then... if you have the little banana clips with them, you've got like 50 rounds.
That's true.
And if I'm there for a month, is what you said?
3 months.
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah. But eventually, too, it's heavy enough. Like, I could use it as a club. I could beat something with it. Like, if you've got one of the old school ones with the wood stocks.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not the new ones with the little plastic thin stocks. No. I'm talking about, like, the 1990s models that are, like, solid cherry or oak. And, you could maul somebody with one of those things.
Yeah. That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah. But then you got the bullets because you can undo the bullets and you can use it to start fires and stuff. Like, use the powder to start fire.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Use a rock and the knife to spark it just a little bit. Or the percussion cap, I guess, if you can. You
may make it a little longer than I would have made. I hope we're on the same island.
Do you not have a go bag?
I do have a go bag.
You have a go bag? Mm-hmm. What's in your go bag?
Dude, so obviously like first aid stuff. I keep some ammo in there. Really right now it's kind of it.
Yeah. So
I got like a what's that rope?
Paracord?
Yeah, paracord. Yeah. I got paracord in there.
Yeah. So like in my truck or really my backpack, I mean, is where most of it is, but like I don't leave the house without enough stuff to like get back home. Like if the world ended, apocalypse happens, whatever, I can get at least back home or to a different location with what's in my backpack or in my truck. Mm-hmm. I mean, I carry a lot of random stuff that most people wouldn't think to get home. Mm-hmm. Including like, I have a large first aid kit. I have a bunch of them. I like first aid kits. Like, it's weird, but I like all the different bags and just the different stuff, like packing them and stuff, making sure you have the right tool for the job. You don't want to get somewhere and not have something. Mm-hmm. That's always my biggest fear, is not having something. Yeah. So like, I keep a fixed blade knife in the truck because you never know when you're gonna need one. Random times I needed one the other day and I was like, oh, there's I got one right here. All good.
Yeah.
Including tools and stuff in my truck too. But yeah, I mean, I don't leave. I always have a firearm and then an extra mag at least one extra mag. Now if I'm traveling, we up that a little bit. I usually carry like an extra mag and maybe a box of ammo or 2 extra mags at least. Something different. But
I also have those. I got them at Academy. It's like you take. It's like the little bags where you just like put water into it and it makes a little meal. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Like MREs.
Sure.
Type things.
I guess.
Like the hot, like you just got to boil water real quick and put it in there.
Yeah. It's just like a little bag.
Yeah, MREs. Yeah, the Army uses MREs. That's what we should do. We should try MREs on here.
Oh, dude, let's do it.
They're terrible. You know that, right?
No, I've never actually had one before.
I'm not talking about the nice fancy ones you buy at the Academy, the like in the blue and white bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about like the military issued ones. That's a thing on YouTube. Like a guy's trying it. There's a guy on TikTok that tries it and like talks about all the different ones, like the ones you want and the ones you don't want.
Let's try them, dude.
That'd be funny. We should do that for the next episode 3 of Man Stuff. Will be a series, and we'll do that.
We're gonna go out in the middle of the woods and survive for 3 months.
We're gonna teach Logan how to use MREs. You really never used one or had one?
No, I've never used one.
Have you seen them? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like they're in the brown bags.
The military ones.
Yeah. That's what we should do. They've got the little heater unit, and you pour water into it.
Where do you get those?
You can buy them almost anywhere.
Really?
You can buy them at the gun store.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got them.
Deal.
But
they got mashed potatoes.
Yeah, but all the names are weird. Like it's all like random stuff. Like it'll all be like chili mac, but really it's like I don't know, like a mac and cheese. I don't know, it's weird stuff. But then it comes with like enough calories for a day or like 2 days or something like that. It's like there's a bunch of stuff in it that you like don't care about.
I'm sure it doesn't taste great.
No, it's super cheap. We're talking like $3 a meal or something like that. Like it costs nothing for them.
And to put all that stuff in there, like the calories and everything that you need.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. You know, I need to show you some of those videos because they're hilarious. Oh man, but no, like the Mount whatever they're called, something mountain. Those are all good. Like I like those. I take those every now and then, like if I'm going camping or something. You know, just I've got a little jet boil, just real quick, pour it in there with my AeroPress, make coffee, and that's the way to go.
We need to go camping, dude.
We do need to go camping. All right, so you want to get into our top 5 list?
Let's do it.
So I came up with this one.
I came up with this one.
Yeah. And kind of has to do with some man stuff, you know. But it's top 5 road trip snacks.
Road trip snacks.
Road trip snacks.
Road trip.
Because you got to have them. I mean, even if you're not that hungry, like you stop and you're just like, I'll grab
I need something,
you know.
Yeah.
Something to snack on, keep me awake, you know, keep me just doing something. So, all right, what is your number 1 road trip snack?
Well, so this isn't including drinks, right?
No. I didn't include drinks.
Okay, because different snacks go with different drinks. It's just how it is. If I'm getting my number 1, then I gotta get a chocolate milk with it. Well, a lot of the times, honestly, I'll get chocolate milk with whatever.
Oh, gosh.
But it is what it is.
All right, so what is it?
Reese's, man.
Reese's Cup?
Reese's Cup. King size.
You gotta get 4 of them. Yeah.
2's just a tease.
2's just a tease. It's not worth it. It's not worth having to get into. Interesting. That's Darcy's favorite candy is Reese's Cups.
Yep.
That's a good choice. I've just never. I mean, they're okay. Like if they're there, I'll eat them. But like, it's not normally my go-to. So my number 1 is the Sour Patch Kids watermelons.
Oh, those are solid.
So good.
Solid.
I love those things. I mean, I get I don't even mess around with the small bag. I get the one that reseals. Like I get the big bag of them because you got to have them.
Yep.
So what's number 2?
My number 2 is it's a honey bun, but it's the one that's got like the cream and the chocolate drizzled on top.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know exactly what that is called or if it's something, but honey bun.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Honey buns are solid.
Always good. Always good option. So my number 2 is Kit Kats.
You're a Kit Kat guy.
I'm a Kit Kat guy.
Okay.
I like Kit Kats.
Break me off a piece of that fancy feast.
Yeah, but again, you gotta get the king size bar because the small one's just a tease.
Yeah, dude.
Especially if you're on a road trip and it's longer than like 2 hours. You just gotta get the big one. It's okay. Now, calories don't count on road trips.
No, because you burn it off while you're sitting there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just facts.
Definitely.
Science.
Yeah.
Do you break it off or do you just bite it?
Sometimes I'll break off like 2 at a time and then eat 2 at a time.
Okay.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll break off 1. It just depends.
That's fine. That's good. You're not a psychopath or anything.
No, I'm not the psycho.
You're not
that just
like
opens it and takes the whole. Yeah. No.
I have done that just because it was pretty much frozen and I couldn't.
Really?
Yeah. My dad, growing up, he always, whether it was fudge rounds, any kind of Little Debbie's or any kind of chocolate or anything, he just puts it in the freezer or the refrigerator.
Huh.
And
refrigerator, I understand. Freezer's a little much.
Yeah.
The only thing that goes in the freezer is Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies.
Really?
Have you ever had them?
I've had the cookies, not in the
frozen.
Freezer. No,
dude, game changer. Take those things, throw them in the freezer. That's the only place they go.
They're already amazing.
Oh yeah, they're the best.
Raw, unfrozen.
Throw them in the freezer. Game changer.
I'm learning so much.
Game changer. They're amazing.
Okay.
For sure.
Note
so what's your number 3?
Taken. My number 3, Extremes. The little Extreme, the Airhead Extreme Bites. I like them. I like them a lot. I'll roll them up into a little... A lot of people... I ain't got time for that. I'll just roll them up, pop them in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not always... Especially on road trips, I'm not like a chewy, sweet like that kind of person. You know? Like the Sour Patch watermelons are like as far like chewy as I'll go. I'm more of a chocolate guy than
the Sour Patch watermelons are kind of on a different level.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 3, I guess I kind of lied about drinks. This one is kind of half and half. It's different. It's definitely a road trip snack item thing.
Okay.
Slushies.
Okay, that counts.
Right?
That counts.
Is that? I mean, because it's not necessarily like a food.
Right.
But
it's a snack.
You're not getting that as a drink.
No.
Like you're getting a bottle of water or Gatorade with it.
Yeah, you're not saying I'm thirsty. I'm gonna go get
a slushie.
Give me a strawberry slush real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Down at the gas
station. What flavor? Do you go cherry? Do you go Coke? You go the blue one, the blue raspberry or whatever?
I think I'm Coke. I think I'm doing a Coke.
Are you?
Yeah. I like the blue raspberry one, but I can never drink the whole thing just because it's so sweet. But the Coke one, I can just sit there and...
See, I'm more of a blue raspberry guy.
Okay.
Or maybe a cherry. Cherry on the right day, on a hot summer day.
Oh, yeah.
It hits right.
McDonald's has, it's like the Minute Maid slushes one, and they're very good.
Really?
Yeah.
I've tried that out. Yeah. I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
Interesting.
Pretty good.
Cool.
Yep. So my number 4, so I thought about narrowing this down, but I can't because it just kind of depends on the day. But beef jerky.
Okay.
You know, it's expensive, but...
It is expensive. It is. I've always thought about, like, I should just make my own.
Oh, you can make money.
And, like, I'm even not making money, just doing it for myself, like, saving money. Like, just go get, like, a steak or whatever and, you know, and make some beef jerky out of it. That way you don't have to go buy a $7 bag of beef jerky that's only got 5 pieces in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you're getting the regular size bag, what are you doing? I mean, if you're not getting the jumbo bag... There's no point.
Yeah. Because that regular size bag is probably, you know, say it's the size of this iPad.
Yeah.
But it's only filled up to like here.
A quarter of it. Yeah. There's nothing in there.
Like, what is this? Lay's potato chips?
Yeah,
come on.
For real.
Jack Links, what are you doing?
Is there a brand? Are you brand loyal? Are you going like Old Trapper or something?
So honestly, right now, the Metrodor...
Yeah,
I think they have like it's almost like a Slim Jim, but it's like a long one.
A meat stick,
yeah, and it's very good.
So, kind of hidden place, Atwood's has like meat sticks like that. Mm-hmm. It's a place to go because they sell them in like these giant packs of them for like the same price as like theirs.
Okay,
and they're solid. They're solid.
Going to Atwood's later.
So, for me, my number 4, and this is very, very specific. Cheddar Chex Mix.
Cheddar
cheese Chex Mix.
Okay.
You got to get the cheese.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. See, I respect that.
Yeah.
But I've never been...
He's respectful. That's good.
I've never been a crunchy person. I don't like crunchy tacos. I'll eat chips if I got a burger or something like that. But even fries, like, I can't do like super crunchy fries. I don't know.
See, I'm the opposite. I love crunchy. Like, I like having something really there, you know, like having something to really crunch on.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've always been like that.
Interesting. So no Chex Mix for you.
No Chex Mix. Well, see, I don't know what the little things in Chex Mixes are called, but it's like the little square things. It's kind of like a mesh looking little square thing.
The rice Chex? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah, that's Chex.
But that's the only thing I'll eat.
Gotcha.
Out of them. The pretzels, the little round
Worcestershire chips, the black ones.
Yeah. What there is there like a what are those honey mustard? Is it like a honey mustard ones that they kind of look like that, but it's just
like the pretzels?
No, it's it looks like the little chips, but
Yeah.
they're like a honey mustard. I don't know what they are. I can't think of the name of them, but those are really good.
Huh. Okay.
And those are actually crunchy. That's like one of the only crunchy things I'll eat.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So number 5, round it out for us.
So I don't see them everywhere I go. When I lived in Alma with my parents, we had a gas station close to the house that carried them, and they're a little 2-pack of Brookies, and it was just like a brownie that had cookie.
Oh yeah.
And like they were the best thing ever. A lot of the times, some of the times they were like too sweet. You just kind of got to be in the mood for it. A
lot of sweet.
But Rebecca was talking. Apparently, she makes homemade Brookies.
She makes all kinds of stuff. Have you had her monkey bread?
Yes.
With the cinnamon roll? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, she needs to teach me how to cook some stuff.
For real.
Dude, that whole family
Teach someone
is
else how to cook some stuff.
Gifted in the kitchen, bro.
No joke.
I wish I was.
Okay, so my last one. I think I'm getting down the list because like you took a couple of mine, and then a couple of mine. I'm just like, that's close to the same thing we talked about. So just kind of be a little different for the 5th one. Honey roasted cashews.
Yes.
So I like mixed nuts and things like that. But the honey roasted cashews, now unless we're talking about you're at Bass Pro, because if you swing by a Bass Pro and you can get the praline pecans, hot. Oh,
praline pecans.
Yeah, like the sugar coated pecans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get those when they're hot and fresh. Oh, those are way better than anything else. But at a gas station, honey roasted cashews.
Is that what? Does Atwood's have something like that?
Yes.
Because they come in like a little.
Yeah.
They got the wrapper on them and stuff like that. They always smell amazing, but I never get them.
Oh yeah, they're always good.
See, so my dad worked at Planters forever. Planters Peanuts in Fort Smith, and so he'd come home smelling like peanut oil, and he'd bring home peanuts quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so I just got to the point where I was just like, they're good, but a lot of the times I use it as deer feed.
Yeah.
Instead of going to buy corn, I would just like go to the stock of peanuts that's in Dad's closet and just here you go. I ate it up, man.
Works, whatever works, man. Yeah. For sure. That's funny. No, I like Casey's, like down the road. We have a lot of Casey's around here.
A lot.
And they sell honey roasted cashews in their Casey's brand. And it's in a good size package. Like a lot of times that's a problem is you get them and they're in like these little bitty dinky packages that's not enough to do anything with. But Casey sells them in like a good size, like 2 handfuls of cashews, and it's worth it. Yep. It's good. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And there was, like with every top 5 list that we've had, there's a lot of
there's so much
stuff
more.
out and putting stuff in.
Oh yeah.
And even this morning I was like making changes because I was like, I went to the gas station. I was like, gotta put that on
looky there. Oh man, forgot about those. And,
yeah.
Because there is so much stuff, and depending on the season, changes what I want.
Oh yeah.
Because depending on the time of the year and what's out, it can definitely change.
Oh yeah.
I just thought of another top 5 that we're gonna have to do.
Okay.
I'm not gonna share it.
Don't do it.
No.
We're gonna wait.
And we're gonna wait because it's gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
I love America, man.
I love America.
You go to a gas station, get whatever you want.
Get whatever you want, all kinds. So are you brand loyal to a gas station?
Kind of. Kind of.
What's your go-tos?
Well, I'm not brand loyal. I am hometown loyal. Okay. So there's like 2 or 3 in Alma that I always go to. There's Sargent's and the one by my house, Hilltop. And so I guess if I'm in a different town, I'll go to what those brands were. Yeah. But it's not because of really anything. Gotcha. Other than that's just what I know and what I've grown up doing. Yeah.
See, I don't know. I would say I'm almost brand loyal. Like, I love Casey's. If there's a Casey's, that's where I'm going to stop. Yeah. Or, like, we have Jam Mart here, which is a Valero station, which it's really nice. But, like, if I'm out, Love's first. Mm-hmm. And then if there's not a Love's, Quick Trip.
The greatest of these is Love's.
The greatest of these is Love's. But, like, I'm not going to a Pilot. I'm not going to, like, some, like, dinky, You know, if you've got to, you got to. If you gotta stop, you gotta stop. Whatever. What was that? I think my Alexa just went off.
She was saying something.
She started talking to us. That's so weird.
She's probably missing you, man. Have you talked to her recently?
No. I yell at her the wrong name sometimes. When I get mad at her, I call her, what's the other one? Siri. I call her Siri.
Oh, I bet she hates that.
I start yelling at her like, Siri, be quiet. There's a comedian that has a joke about that, like talks about his wife saying, you're not nice enough to Siri. And he was like, what do you mean? He was like, I think you're sexist against Alexa and Siri. And he was like, what? No way. So he started listening to himself when he would talk, and he'd be like, oh, I totally am sexist against Siri.
Dude, I got Alexa. the little voice in my truck with the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of annoying. I turn the truck on, and to connect to Bluetooth, I gotta be like, Bluetooth audio. I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. Bluetooth audio. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Bluetooth audio. Bluetooth audio. Like, you just gotta get stern with her sometimes.
Sometimes you do.
And, you know, I apologize because I'm like, I'm sorry. Really? I don't mean it. You know, it's nothing against you personally. Just, you know, open your ears a little bit, Ford.
I'm always like, Siri, listen to me.
Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. Yeah.
Oh, I do get mad at my Alexa though, because like it sometimes will hear me and I'm like, but then I'll like this. We're a good 30 feet away from it, and it heard something that it picked up on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I could be standing there right at it, going, "Hey Alexa," and it won't do anything. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I see the commercials where people are like, "Hey Alexa, blah blah blah." I'm like, no,
there's no way the thing's hearing you.
No.
No,
absolutely
not.
I said, my Alexa wakes me up. Alexa, wake me up at 7 a.m. to country music. And she'll start blaring some Travis Tritt or Morgan Wallen or something like that. I'm like, Alexa, turn the alarm off. And I'm pretty sure she like turns it up louder.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a love-hate relationship.
Turn it up some.
Turn it up some. That's good stuff.
Well, man, it's been a fun episode.
Dude, it has.
Good time.
It has.
Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, man, next week.
Make sure you go and like, comment, subscribe, follow.
What's your
roadside snack? What do you want? Let us know about it. Tell us how terrible our lists are.
Slim Jim, peanut,
like everybody else does.
M&Ms, get your little chalky milk action going on.
Yeah, what's your go-to drink? Let us know. What's your go-to road drink? Mm-hmm. What do you got to have? What's the best gas station to go to? Yeah. Let us know.
And also, thank you for the comments on top 5 country songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of. Why didn't you have this in here? Why didn't you have this in here?
We keep getting a lot of feedback from a lot of different top 5s.
Good stuff. Keep it going.
So yeah, let us know. And until next time, see you later.
See you later.
Thanks for listening to the Good Dudes Podcast.
To stay up to date with everything going on, follow us on all social media platforms at the Good Dudes Podcast, and we'll see you in the next one.